So let us look in Exodus chapter 28. Now this chapter is all about worship, and I want to remind everybody that they are still on Mount Sinai, and Moses comes from the tribe of Levite, which means that word means to escort or walk alongside. So he was to escort the Jewish people through the desert to the promised land. So I'm going to start reading in the first verse. If you don't want to read with me, then just listen. That's fine too. Now take Aaron your brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister to me as priests. Aaron and Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. So you shall speak to all who are gifted artisans, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister to me as priest. Now God is giving a new revelation about the holy garments for the priests and Aaron's sons. Now Moses was to speak to the wise ones who God has filled with wisdom to make the holy garments. I'm going to continue reading in verse 4. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, an ephod, a robe, a skillful woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. So they shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons, that he may minister to me as priest. They shall take the gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and the fine linen. And they shall make the ephod of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen, artistically worked. It shall have 2 shoulder straps, joined at its 2 edges, and so it shall be joined together. And the intricately woven band of the ephod, which is on it, shall be of the same workmanship, made of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen. So God is giving exact detail on how each piece of garment will be made. There are 6 parts to this garment, and there's a reason for that. And we're going to continue reading now in verse 9, and here God is giving exact instructions. Then you shall take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on the one stone, and 6 names on the other stone, in order of their birth, with the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet. You shall engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel, and you shall set them in settings of gold. And you shall put the 2 stones on the shoulders of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. So Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his shoulders as a memorial. You shall also make settings of gold. And you shall make 2 chains of pure gold like braided cords, and fasten the braided chains to the settings. You shall make the breastplate of judgment, artistically woven according to the workmanship of the ephod. You shall make it of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen you shall make it. It shall be doubled into a square. A span shall be its length, a span shall be its width. Now a span is from the thumb to the small finger, and maybe they had big hands back then. And you shall put settings of stones in it, 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, an emerald. This shall be the first row. The second row shall be a turquoise, a sapphire, a diamond. The third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst. And I'm sorry if I say that wrong. And I'm going to continue here in 20. And the 4th row, a beryl, an onyx, a jasper, and they shall be set in gold settings. Now, the scholars say they're not sure exactly what type of stones these were. So I'm going to continue verse 21. And the stone shall have the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, each one with his own name. They shall be according to the 12 tribes. And you shall make chains for the breastplate at the end, like braided cord of pure gold. And you shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. Then you shall put the 2 braided chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. At the other end of the 2 braided chains you shall fasten to the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder straps of the ephod in the front. You shall make 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it which is on the inner side of the ephod. And 2 other rings of gold you shall make, and put them on the 2 shoulder straps, underneath the ephod towards its front right, at the seam above the intergating woven band of the ephod. They shall bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the ephod, using a blue cord, so that it is above the intergating woven band of the ephod, and so that the breastplate does not come loose from the ephod. Now look at all this detail that God is giving. Now you can't say that God is not about the details. Now the breastplate was only for the high priest Aaron, and he interceded for the people of Israel. Verse 30, and you shall put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be over Aaron's heart when he goes in before the Lord. So Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel over his heart before the Lord continually. So Urim means light, and Thummim means wholeness. Again, no one really knows what these 2 stones were made of. So this was part 1, and we will continue part 2 in the next lesson. Hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please join me again.